G'day, I'm Justin Porter, and Christmas lights. It's that time of year again, and I just want to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses and Christmas. I'm outside tonight, and we had a rainy day, and I'm in the backyard, and it's the 10th of December. I want to wish Colin Zafke from the CO Visit a happy 43rd birthday, and I want to wish El Reno a happy Christmas, even though it's not Christmas yet. Some of my favourite YouTubers, and so here we are. And my beautiful wife Nicole is at a Jehovah's Witness Zoom meeting. She's doing Zoom, and when I was window cleaning yesterday, I bumped into a middle-aged couple that I've known for about 25 years. About 25 years. We used to pioneer together, and her and her husband. We went to their wedding. We actually took their wedding photos. We took wedding photos when they got married 25 years ago. And I was cleaning the windows, and they came out of the supermarket, and I said, "G'day, brother and sister, such and such." And the sister said to me, she said, "Justin," she said, "come back to the meetings and we'll talk to you." She said, "Come back to the meetings and we'll talk to you." And her husband just completely shunned me. But, and I had another experience about a month ago, window cleaning, and I walked past the Jehovah's Witness cart, and there was these two sisters I knew, and I smiled at them, and I said, "G'day, sisters," and they said, "We miss you, Justin. Come back to the meetings and we can talk to you." And I said, "Well, I won't be coming back to the meetings." I said, "I love truth." And she goes, "Well, come back to the truth." And I said, "Well, I don't believe that the Watchtower is the truth, you know." And she goes, "Well, Justin, I can't talk to you, but you come back to the meetings and I can talk to you and see the elders, because they would love to have you back again. They'd love to have you back." Now, these lights here that you see here aren't actually Christmas lights. They're solar-powered lights. Yes, they're solar-powered lights, and they're not hooked up to electricity, so there's no carbon dioxide exchange here, pure solar. And so these aren't Christmas lights, but if we had lights outside of our house, and if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you had lights outside, the elders would probably say to you, "Those solar lights that you have outside your house look a lot like Christmas lights. They look a lot like Christmas lights, and you shouldn't really have them because you might stumble one of your Bible studies, and they may think, well, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate Christmas. Why do you have those lights that look like Christmas lights?" These aren't Christmas lights. We've had these up for a couple of months. But when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses and Christmas and Jehovah's Witnesses, when I was 27 years old and they first knocked on my door, and I think Nikki was 18 when they first knocked on her door, and Nikki got baptised in 1992 when she was 20. So her last Christmas was probably 1991. Her last Christmas was probably 1991. And she stopped celebrating after that. And her family, who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses, were very upset because they'd lost their daughter to a high control religious cult that doesn't celebrate Christmas. So Jehovah's Witnesses steal your family members off you because they don't celebrate Christmas, and there's nothing wrong with celebrating Christmas. A lot of atheists and agnostics love to celebrate Christmas. And a lot of Buddhists like to celebrate Christmas. You know, a lot of people who don't believe in Jesus still like to celebrate Christmas because it's the end of the year when everyone takes holidays, and it's the only time of the year really where everyone's off work and the whole family can get together and have family time once a year. And with Jehovah's Witnesses, they steal you off your flesh and blood family and you have a new cult family. And my last Christmas was in 1990, and 1990 I was 21, it was my last Christmas, 1990, and I celebrated Christmas with my sister, who was 32, and my 49-year-old auntie, because my auntie was 20 years older than me, mum's little sister. And that was the last Christmas I ever celebrated as a worldly person before I became an indoctrinated Jehovah's Witness. And spent Christmas there, and I started to preach to my auntie and family about Jehovah, my newfound religion, Jehovah. And my auntie said to me, "There's two things in this house we don't discuss, Justin. That's politics and religion. We don't discuss politics or religion." So that put a dampener on the conversation, and I started to talk about Adam and Eve sinning in the Garden of Eden and how death spread to all men because of Adam and Eve. And my auntie said to me, she said, "Justin, you don't believe in Adam and Eve, do you? You don't believe in Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is just like Aesop's fables, just like Aesop's fables." And my sister was a research scientist at the Garvan Institute of Medical Research studying cancer, trying to find cures for cancer. And she was she'd studied biology, evolutionary biology. So my sister knew for a fact that Adam and Eve was not true. Adam and Eve is not true. It's myth, and evolution is true. Evolution is true, and me believing in Adam and Eve showed how uneducated I was. And so that is a lot of tension in that Christmas of 1990 because of this newfound religious cult that I'd found, and the friction that it caused my sister and my auntie and my family. My mum and dad both died in the 1960s. My mum died in 1962, at the age of 30, when I was 1, and my dad committed suicide in 1969 at the age of 38, when I was 8. So my auntie, and so I had a lot of relatives that looked after me as a kid. I was in an orphanage for a couple of years, but it caused friction with this new religion that was taking me away from my family. And that's what religious cults do. They give you a new religious cult family, and they take you away from your flesh and blood family, because they say that Satan is using your flesh and blood family to take you away from the truth. And we are your new spiritual family, and your fleshly family is of Satan, and they're leading you away from your spiritual family and the truth and everlasting life. And basically that's what it is, you know. And as a teenager, Christmas used to stress me out because buying Christmas presents and that. It is a bit stressful, Christmas. I never really liked Christmas. As a teenager, I didn't like it because you had to buy all these presents. Like when I was a teenager, I had to buy presents for aunties and uncles that I didn't really get on with or didn't really like. Didn't really want to buy them presents because I couldn't afford it. And because they'd bought me a pair of socks they gave you a pair of socks last year. So it's only right that you buy them a Christmas present. And I lived with my Auntie Kay, and she was 20 years older than me. So in the 1970s, when I was a teenager, she was in her 30s, and she said, yes, you're buying them a Christmas present. If you like it or not, Justin, you're going to buy them a Christmas present because they bought you something last year. They bought you a T-shirt or a hanky or whatever. So I'd get the cheapest present, and it was always kind of stressful, Christmas, but I did like Christmas. I did like Christmas when I was a little kid, like when I was about my early teens, like when I was about 12 years old. I enjoyed Christmas from 12 years old and backwards, but once I hit a teenager, it was kind of stressful, Christmas. I didn't really like it that much. And when I became a Jehovah's Witness, well, I didn't get baptised till 1996, but when I actually started studying the Bible, Jehovah's Witnesses, in 1988, I liked the idea that Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate Christmas. Fantastic. Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate Christmas. That's brilliant, because I don't like Christmas. It stresses me out. And I never liked the idea of forced giving, because when you think of it, a lot of Christmas is compulsory giving. Oh, you better buy them something because, they got you something. But Christmas is good for little kids. It's good for little kids. Nothing wrong with telling little kids about Santa, because they soon work out that there's no such thing as Santa Claus, but it's all fun, like the Tooth Fairy and that, And I stopped believing in the white man with the long white beard with the red suit when I was about 8 years old. And when I was about 58 years old, I discovered that the man in the sky with the long white gown and the long white beard in the Sky Daddy, wasn't real either, but was just mythology, And so lights. So if you're an elder or something watching this, don't think Nicole is celebrating Christmas, because she's not celebrating Christmas. And I don't really celebrate Christmas either. I'm just going to spend the day alone because I've become a bit of a recluse, and I don't mind spending Christmas Day alone with my wife. And because I think the less people you have in your life, the less stress you have in your life, and the less you have to worry about. And the less people that you have in your life, there's less people who upset you, And I find that there's nothing wrong being a recluse. And if you are thinking about leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses and are scared about being alone, treat it as a time to discover yourself, discover who you really are, what you believe in, what type of people you want to hang out with. And there's nothing wrong with being a recluse, because you will make friends gradually, but you'll only have one or two really good friends. And as an ex-Jehovah's Witness, I have one or two really good friends that I have friends with now. And they're made of diamond, these friends. And I'd rather have one or two friends made of diamond than 1,000 plastic friends. 1,000 plastic friends, just like those 3 pink plastic flamingos. 1, 2, 3. They're plastic, but they're not real. They're not made of diamond. They're not made of pink diamond. So I'd rather have one friend made of diamond than 1,000 plastic friends. So it's okay being alone, and we have YouTube. I have a lot of friends on YouTube overseas. I have a good friend in Honduras, friends in America, in the state of Washington, Oregon, all over the world. I have ex-Jehovah's Witness friends, and distance separates us, but we can comment on each other's videos, and it's nice that I watch their videos, and it's nice that they can watch my videos, and we comment on each other's videos. And if you are an ex-Jehovah's Witness, think about making videos, think about making YouTube videos, because they are fun, and they help other ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, and Jehovah's Witnesses who want to leave the religion. By making videos, we show that you can be happy. It's okay being alone and a recluse. You get to discover the real you, and the less people you have in the life, basically, the less stress you do have. It's true. The less people you have in the life, the less stress, the less worry, and nobody's upsetting you if you're not hanging around people. So don't view it as a tragedy, view it as an adventure to discover yourself. But I think I've said enough. Thank you for watching the video, and I'd like to wish you all a happy Christmas and a happy New Year, and stay safe. Bye then.